Okay, hopefully this is focus. I'm currently in a 4 hour layover in Paris, and as you do on a 4 hour layover, you sit and you scroll on Instagram, and I came across this video that's talking about AI, and AI in art space is where AI comes up a lot in my life. And I wanted I have no one to talk to. I'm here by myself and stuff like that. I'm gonna sit down and talk to the camera and see what people think about AI in art space, how they feel about it, and just honestly go on a rant and put it out there. And so it was it was a really interesting clip because this guy who I follow, who I like, this photographer, who was talking about how you need to post and you need to put out and you need to put out content because in 2 years people who are doing that are going to be the winners, and there's going to be a lower class, and they're going to be the lower class always, and the middle class, which is pretty much everyone. He goes, the middle class is fucked, and I was like, what? What are we talking about here? I feel like when we're in this moment of uncertainty, nobody knows what's happening with AI. Not even the founders of AI know what's happening with AI, and so for someone to be making these absolutes who doesn't have the credibility, that really infuriates me, especially in the art space, because the art space is the most subjective thing we have, right? And so telling someone that their creative process has to be online and has to be popping out content day after day after day after day, if you're not that person, like what if you're a photographer and you have a studio and you create these beautiful, massive prints? Is that not fulfilling enough? Is that not doing enough? And so I don't want this for 2 weeks. As long as God, the song is not too unlimited. I'm talking from that phone and letting it sync it with my camera so I don't have my mics on checked. So hopefully I can do this. But anyways, this infuriates me for 2 reasons. One is the credibility. Nobody knows what's happening. So when we're talking about absolutes, especially in art space, it really just makes me mad. Like I don't like that we're telling people that you have to do this one way when there's a blueprint of how many years, how many thousands of years has art been around, and there's so many different blueprints of people being successful in it. And so I want to know how people feel on that. Like what is your feeling on AI talk in the art space? Number one, just like, do you do you like AI? Do you use AI? How do you feel about AI? What are your opinions? I'm open to hearing about opinions too. Like, I think AI is going to do this. I don't know this because like I'm someone who pays attention to AI and uses it and knows what's going on, but I'm not an expert, or I'm not an expert. I'm not someone who's diving into the deepest ends of it day after day. So I'd love to know people's perspective on just like how they feel generally about AI. But also, okay, sorry, we're back. It just got so loud in here. Anyways, but to it. My second point is I just don't love how AI is creating a lot of negativity in the art space, and having someone who I follow, who I like, and them just say like, you need to be doing it this way, otherwise you're fucked. It's like, is that like, why are we getting so negative in the space that are we really fucked? Like, I feel like people had this. They probably had this reaction when the internet was around, coming around, and like we just evolved. Like we've done it with everything. We've done it with the Industrial Revolution and like with civilizations. Like civilizations used to fall and empires used to be built and fall, and I'm sure they thought that was the end of the fucking world too. But like it keeps spinning, and yeah, things are gonna change a bit. I think. But what I'm most curious about is like how do people feel with AI in that sense? Like, are you scared of it? Do you think it's just going to be like this thing that is just a tool that helps us? Do you think it's going to be this massive thing that blows up how humanity functions in the next 10 years? Because that's what everybody's saying. I'm kind of sitting here like not naive about it, but I'm questioning. I'm skeptical about it, and so that's why I'm making this and sitting here talking to the family. I want to know what people think, and I'm just curious. How you feel about AI, what you think could happen, because nobody has a fucking clue. But it's fun to have these conversations, and while I'm gonna lay over in Paris and color this video and then post it, and hopefully someone will see it and start to color with me. But I think it's an interesting path that we're going down, because a lot of AI talk is negative, and we've all seen how AI can help us in our space, but a lot of people talk about it in a negative way. If you don't do this, that this bad thing's gonna happen, or if you're not doing this, you're already behind. And I'm like, yeah, I might be behind in the AI space or in the fucking posting on social media space, but for me, there's no right or wrong way to do this, because there are great people out there. Peter McKinnon, who I follow, or even just like take the videos from Mr. Beast, and he's like killing it. For me though, I did not get into this space to just post a bunch of videos online. Like, I got into art to impact people, and just posting a bunch of videos online will help expand that impact. Yes, but when I dive into the rat race of social and pumping on content, like, I lose myself, and like I end up really not liking it. I've tried it multiple ways. I'm trying it again right now. Believe it or not, like, in kind of in the shadows, and I'm gonna see how it goes. But it's just one of those things where there's no one way to do it in what we're doing here, and so I think just talking so negatively about it, and having these absolutes about where it's going, when nobody knows where it's going, nobody knows what it's doing, nobody knows how. You know, you're not the person next to you, and they're not you, and so it's like, I feel like there's this fine line between like advice and helping people, and then really putting people down and like telling them you need to do this or else. And I don't love that side of it at all. I've always been someone to do your own thing, and if you work your ass off at it and do good work, and you're a nice person, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you follow that. Like, that's everything's gonna be working out. Whether you post videos on social media or not. And again, that's my take, and like, I'm very anti-social media in that way. I have somewhat of a presence, but it's very, very small. And so, but I think it's because there's so much of this negativity and so much of this uncertainty. It's so much of, I see people just kind of saying bullshit. At least it's bullshit to me, right? It might not be bullshit to someone else, but bullshit to me. I'm sure someone could watch this video and think this bullshit too. This guy's rambling for 10 minutes and probably making no sense. Anyways, I'm gonna be done now. Thanks for listening, and see you later.